Welcome to Politics NY's newest video interview series, In the Community With, sponsored by AARP. I'm Robert Posaricki, Executive Editor of AM New York Metro. Today we'll be in the community with City Council Member Marjorie Velázquez of the Bronx. She represents the 13th District, covering the neighborhoods of Allerton, City Island, Country Club, Ferry Point, Pelham Bay, Pelham Gardens, Pelham Parkway, and Throgs Neck. In June, she easily won the Democratic Party nomination for re-election and will be up for re-election in November in the general. She will seek to continue her term that she won 2 years ago. Councilmember Velázquez, great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So let's start with the topic of ageism, which is something that permeates all aspects of life for New York residents in the workplace, street design, public transportation, services that are accessed and promoted, even the built environment. What is one ageism issue that has had an impact on your community, and how would you address it?
Well, there are multiple issues that we face, and it affects us all, but particularly as we age, it affects us even more so, where we're talking about transportation. And certainly for us as a transit desert, that we are things that we've done to meet these needs. One, something as simple as having an MTA bus, having them issue the cards and reissuing it. Sometimes it's hard, right? Not every single station not every neighborhood in our district has a station, right? So making sure that we're going back to the people to get them accessibility to public transportation. Also, when we're thinking long term, is looking at the Metro North stations that are coming into our district and making sure that there is accessibility to folks. Looking at providing shuttle buses from Ferry Point Park that does have a ferry throughout East Tremont to the Westchester Square train station. Those are the things that we are working on and making sure that we're delivering in a meaningful way, and that transportation and those needs are being met.
Okay, so currently AARP is updating its livability index, which you can find online at aarp.org. It scores neighborhoods and communities across the United States for the various services and amenities offered to seniors, such as housing, transportation, and health. Councilmember, what are some of the challenges in your district that the senior population is facing? How will you use your position to make the neighborhoods in your district livable, not just for seniors, but for everyone?
When we're talking about affordable housing, right? A lot of our seniors do have fixed income. And so what we're trying to do is finding avenues not only to make sure that our families have an opportunity to have affordable housing, but looking at the broader scope of what makes affordable living and improving quality of life. We're talking about street lights being lit. We're talking about sanitation and garbage pickup. We're talking about making sure that our families are aware of our NYPD in their districts. So the NCOs, those neighborhood officers that we see, making sure that they're often around so folks understand that they are safe, that our streets are clean. More importantly, there's an opportunity to increase our quality of life and take care of one another, right? We also really have taken a meaningful approach as to what affordable housing really does look like in our communities, and stuff that is within the guideline, the affordability of our seniors.
Okay, let's talk about your district as a whole. What would you say is a top issue you've heard from your constituents this past year, and how have you addressed it?
So quality of life is certainly one of them when we're talking about making sure that we're delivering on taking care of services, where we're also looking at public safety, which I addressed earlier, with providing additional officers, adding an auxiliary vehicle for our district, and more importantly, also going through the district and identifying areas where we can put in our Argus cameras in there. Right now, our district has funded over 15 for fiscal year 24, and looking forward to engaging with the community to find locations that can meet those needs.
All right. And finally, is there anyone in the community whom you've worked with over the past year that you want to recognize for their positive impact?
There's several. I want to take a moment and look, she knows how much I love her. And I made a promise to her when I first got elected, when I was running for office, actually, where she just wanted a stove. And she really wanted the stove in Northeast Senior Center. And I said, Stella, I'm gonna try my best. She's the cook there, and all she does is make sure that everyone's well fed, especially in the senior center, and that folks, if they have an opportunity to take home, she makes sure that they have enough to take home. And this is for her, who does everything for the community, and all she's ever advocated for is something to deliver back. So this is for her. We were able to get her the oven within months of me taking office last year, and that is one selfless woman with hands of God that can cook like nobody's business, and just her heart matches her hands, and it's just a beautiful thing to have just folks like her. And she's an example of what the district is.
That's a great story to hear. Thank you very much for that. And on that note, thank you very much, Councilmember Velázquez, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And that concludes this installment of In the Community With, sponsored by AARP. I'm Robert Pozaricki. Thanks very much, and have a great day.